again, man, I appreciate you coming down. I know it's
know
cold
it, man.
outside.
Yeah.
We're trying to get past this pandemic, and
know.
again,
Oof.
man, I'm super excited to be sitting here with you. Like, it's been a
Yo, I'm
long
honored,
time.
man.
Every
Yeah.
time I see you, I want to talk to you about art, but we're always.
We haven't seen each other for a minute, so yo.
I think the last time I saw you was at the Kennedy Center, I think.
Oh yeah, I think
there
it was there.
There was
yeah.
like some kind of competition, like graffiti.
Yeah, they had the
competition.
B-boy jam, and then we were outside just doing graffiti
So
with
that
WBL.
was what, 4 years ago?
2018?
Something like that, right?
Yeah,
about
something
4
like that.
years ago, man. So
I remember your whole crew just like swarming us. We're like, oh, what's up?
The kids, right? They roll up. There's a lot of them, man, and they've been they kept up. They kept breaking since remember you did a little art class at the school once. So
I remember that, man.
It's not even that long ago, honestly.
Dude, but I think that was like 2014, probably. Yo, that's like 8 years.
I know, but
no. Do I know how to count? Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah, but time flies, man, and it's you look back. I like the other day we did the grand opening for the other school, and Monica Chang posted up a video from 2013 till now. So you got to see like the progression, right?
Oh,
and then I just start feeling old, man. I'm like, man, look how young I was,
dude,
man.
I know, man. I'm trying to tell you, I think I gained some weight over COVID. So like,
if
y'all see me in the camera, you know what I mean? I really look slimmer. It's just the camera angle.
Yeah. No, that's how it is, man. I think everybody did, honestly, man. I'm actually trying to get back,
dude. I'm trying to get that home cooked meal going on, man. Trying to get back on it, but it's hard, yo.
It is, man. So, man, look. Tell me a little bit about how you guys started with your art. Like, one of the things about, like, in my world with breaking and like what I teach the kids is about finding their style, right? Because I feel like when you find your style, it's all the possibilities
open. Style, man. Yeah.
So how did you like develop your style, and like when did you start like doing your art, and how did you come up with the name MasPaz? Because it stands out, and I always it's in the back of my mind all the time.
Thank you, brother. Well, I mean, it all began like drawing. As a little kid. Just start from the beginning. I was a little kid. I always draw. I would always be drawing, and I like to take comic books and like copy them. I remember I was in 3rd grade, and my homie Shern was like, yo, man, I can do Ninja Turtles better than you. I can do Donatello better. I was like, man, get the heck out of here, man. And so we had like a battle on who could do a better like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle,
Yeah.
Damn, I could probably still draw that thing, man. But I think we both did a good job. He actually doesn't. He's actually like a dope filmmaker now.
Oh,
but that was 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And I was copying comic books and stuff. And I was just always drawing like that. I never was like, oh, Rico, you're gonna be an artist. You're good. I never like thought I was gonna be good at drawing. Like, nah.
Right.
So in high school, I got into film and doing photography, and I just like, and I won an award with a photo I took. And I really like capturing like mostly Latino communities, man, and mostly just like doing like black and white kind of street art, street photography. That was my thing. Just people in the street, and just getting. I would always love to have a human being in my photo. Anyway, so I won an award with a photo in high school, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty good at least I can do photography.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Yeah. So I went to college and I studied photography, but the digital age came up, and they're like, yo, like doing film in the studio, like printing, with a projector and everything, like making the photo. That was like kind of like that people weren't doing it. They were going digital.
Right.
Excuse me. And so I started studying 3D modeling. So I did 3D modeling in school. That was my focus. I did this dope video. Like I modeled the whole like Colombian neighborhood. And I went to New York. I went to New York and I did that after college. I went like just at a little 3D firm, sitting in a computer in the middle of New York City. I was like 26, 25 at the time. And I was like, I can't just sit here, dude. I got to be out and like meeting people or doing something, you know? And the people that worked at the spot were kind of boring. So anyway, I was like, yo, I'm going to start selling T-shirts. And I got a job at the screen printing studio. And my homie that worked there, he's like, yo, I got my own screen print stuff at my crib. If you want to print anything, I'll print it. And he lived in Ozone Park. Shout out to my homie Neil. That's my boy. And guy, training cat. And anyway, so I would go to him, and he would print my T-shirts. And there was a peace rally in D.C. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna design this T-shirt, print 100 of them, and then take them down to D.C. Hop on the boat bus or Vamoose or whatever Chinatown bus, come down to D.C. and sell these. And so I made a bunch of T-shirts, put them all in my suitcase, hopped on the bus, went down there, and I sold 80 of the T-shirts, and they were going for $10 each. And I'm like, yo, that's $800 I just made in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can make money.
What was on the shirts?
It was like a design of like one of the I think it was a statue have like fallen. It was like a design of a statue have fallen, and then there's like the woman with a hijab and her baby, and then it said peace in Iraq in Arabic and in English. And it was black, white, and red. And I think, and there was like a mosque. There's like the silhouette of a mosque. I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
It was like the first design
80,
I did.
So you sold 80 in a short amount of time?
I sold 80 in a short amount. I was like, yo, so I'm onto this. So I went back to New York and started selling T-shirts in the street. And then that was like kind of tough because you got to have like different sizes and all this stuff. So, but I met a homie, my boy EQ. And he's like, yo, you can do graffiti on hats. Like, I'll work with you. And so he showed me how to start doing like graffiti on clothes. Yeah. So we did custom graffiti on clothes. We had like a table with all the hats and markers and spray paint and stuff in the park, like in Union Square in New York. And people would just come up, be like, hey, like, can I get a hat that says like Tony? Yeah. Or can I get a hat that says whatever, Yeah. And we would do it right there on the spot. And we'd do a hat for $10, $15, $20, $25. If you're lucky, maybe we do a shirt for like 30 or something. Yeah. So I was doing that for a while, and then one of my homies like, yo, you want to design some stuff for Nike? Like we want to work on this project, designing T-shirts for Nike. And excuse me, I'm trying to catch my breath over here, talking too much.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. So basically, you were after coming to DC, selling your shirts. You go back. Now you're like, you kind of had an idea that, I'm onto something here. There might be a way for me to like make a living if I continue on. Then went back to New York, started selling, like doing. Were you guys using markers for the hats?
Yeah. Okay. You probably seen the graffiti hats. I think I might have done them once with you. But there's just like just markers and spray paint. Mm-hmm. And so I did that for a while. And then my homie was working for Nike, and he was like, "Yo, I got this crazy like big bus, and we need somebody to design T-shirts on this bus that looks like a basketball court, but it really has shoes and sneakers and like a TV and stuff." And he's like, "Yo, but you're gonna have your own little station on this bus, and we're gonna drive around New York, and you're gonna do like free T-shirts for people, but you're gonna design it yourself." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I would design it on the computer and then print it out with like a Rollins Studio, like the vinyl. I print out the vinyl on this like Rollins Studio printer, and then heat press that on the T-shirt. So I had like a computer, this printer, and a heat press. And then I also had like other Nike logos that I would heat press on there too. So you would come up and be like, "Yo, Rico, can I get like that basketball design and like the little number 5, and then can I have my name?" Yeah. And I would freak their name out, kind of like a graffiti kind of style with this kind of like a font that Nike gave me. And so that worked out great. They really were happy with me. Like I would try to go hard on all the T-shirts.
You
like
kind of have to, right?
Like you got to, man. Like we work hard.
I know, right?
So I'm like, I'm gonna go hard, and and they could tell. So there was another Nike studio that was like super dope and did like custom stuff for like football players and basketball players. They would come in. It was Nike 255 Studios over off Eldridge Street, and just super dope, man. We had a DTG printer, so you could print directly onto the garment. Right. We had like a embroidery kind of machine that would embroider like patches and stuff for you, like so you can make your own patch. And then we had just like all kinds of fabric and stuff. We would make like bomber jackets and stuff. It was really dope. So I worked for Nike, and then I worked for Nemoma. While I was doing that, I was also studying to be an EMT. So I got my EMT certification.
What? All right.
And I rode on the ambulance for a little while. I was real good at like directing the ambulance. Be like, I would have my GPS on my phone. I'd be like, yo, take a right, take a left, take a. So that was cool. That's like before GPS really. Like we had it on their phone. Like before people had the GPS. Like I would do it on my phone. So because I couldn't drive the thing, but I would help them get around. But so there, so I worked at MoMA, like installing like art shows. Like we installed a Diego Rivera art show, and it's funny. I think because I think because of the Rona, man. I can't really. I'm not like my breath isn't
you're still recovering, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting, even for me too. Like. Working out after like having it working out, I run out of breath.
Yeah,
and it's like
I'm like, yo, let me catch my breath here.
But,
what the hell?
but check it out. So like, going back to like when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
Like we're talking about you were 3 years old when you started, like you just started drawing and messing around with. Were you using like pencils or markers back then, or?
Yeah. So like, I remember like I would buy posters for like a movie, right? And I would go like. Yeah, like I had like Dances with Wolves poster, Rocket Man poster, Ninja Turtle posters, and when you bought them, they would come on this big piece of cardboard. And for some reason, like I would take that cardboard and I would draw on it, and I'd do all these crazy like battle scenes and stuff, and like airplanes and tanks and stuff, and soldiers, and running around. Like that's what I liked when I was a little kid. And but I would draw it on the cardboard of these posters, and I guess it was real big. It was like a big canvas to work on. It was just funny to think about. And so I would draw on these. I don't even have one. I think they're all thrown away.
Oh no.
But like so I drew that, and then I got into comic books. I guess from Ninja Turtles or something, or I don't know how. The comic books was so dope, man. Like Batman and Superman were my favorite. Lobo, and I would copy that. I would just copy those, and I would like have battles with my friend. Like I was saying earlier, I would have battles with my friend. Like Ninja Turtle, like he would draw Ninja Turtle, and I would draw. We would like see.
It's interesting because I remember even that too, like Ninja Turtles, like drawing Ninja Turtles.
You remember drawing them too?
Yeah. I don't know what it was about it, but it was I remember doing it too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's the thing, man. Like I feel like. We are all kids. You were saying like, yo, we are all kids. We are all babies.
We all start the same.
We all start the same. We all like to play. We all like to play. Right. We all like to laugh. And we all like to draw. Right. Like you tell me a kid that does not like to draw. So I think like that is really important when it comes to art. And just being a human being, we forget that we are human beings. We forget that we are kids. And there we are, all serious. We're a suit and tie and like, I can't talk to you, homeless person or whatever. Like, no, like you used to draw.
Right.
So, like, I feel like for me, for you, like, our job is like doing what we love, and creating and still being children, still being like a kid, like at 40 years old, for me.
Yeah, having that foundation, man, I feel like knowing that even though you have some level of success or whatever it is, right, that you still can reflect back on like where you started, why you started. And I think that's the biggest question is like, why did you start? Like, why did you pursue this? Why, keeping that love that you had in the very beginning and not allowing it to get lost as you kind of grow up and into whatever you'll ultimately become, right? But
I think it's about not having a boss.
There you go.
I don't want no boss, man. I don't know about you.
Nah, man. I honestly, man. I
can't do that, man.
So check this out, right? And I don't really talk about this too much, right? Yeah. Most people now, have the school, whatever, right? We do a lot of things, work with the kids. But I used to, last only a few months at jobs because I would sit there daydreaming, man. Like
Papa John's, man. I worked there 1 month and I left. I walked out. Yeah.
Daydreaming about like, man, like, is it even possible? Because like, maybe in our families, like pursuing your dreams and all that stuff, like it's not really a thing. Like get a job, maybe make some money and like, support your family. It's like how we were, like how I was raised. But make money doing art is like the last thing that people are really talking about, at least for me anyways. And
no, for real.
Right.
For real, it's even funny. My friend Guache, who like designed this sweater that I'm wearing.
It's nice, man.
Thank you. Really dope artist in Colombia. Yeah. We were talking and he was like, yo, like, he's like, we're superstars. Yeah. Like, not to like take it to that level, but like make sure that you are doing what you need to do. If you're doing a project, like, yo, I need this. I need you to do this because we're like creating and people need to set it up for us. That's a whole nother conversation. But we were talking about how like in Colombia, in most countries anywhere around the world, but especially in Colombia, to get out of Colombia, you need to be either three things. You need to be a narco or a politician or an artist.
Wow.
That's like the only real way that you're going to get out of our country, you know, because like you can work really hard and like build up your company, but like to really like make it and get out and be like famous or whatever, those are the ways.
Wow, man. So, so there's not a lot of like opportunities then, right? I mean, people work, they make their money, not a lot either, and you know, I'm sure it is, right? Tell me a little bit about like, because I know you go back, right? And you know, I know that I was asking you how you got your name. Like, how did you come up with the name MasPaz? Like, where did it come from?
All right, so shout out to this girl that used to date Jenny, and she was like she was really into graffiti in New York. Mm-hmm. And maybe she'll see this. I wonder if I haven't not talked to her in years. But she was like, she loved graffiti. And she's like, yo, Federico, you should write Paz. She's like, I would write Paz. And I think her name was like love, amor, peace or something. That was like what her like IG handle was or something. Or her like, what was it, AOL?
Right, at the time, yeah.
At the time. So she kind of inspired me. I was like, yo, I like Paz, the word Paz, and I like the letter structure. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna run with that. Mm-hmm. So I started painting Paz in New York, you know, like getting that up. And I really liked it. And people like would call me, they're like, yo, Paz, what's up? Yeah. And like, you know, Paz means peace, you know? Mm-hmm. So somebody to call me Paz, I'm like, yo, that's kind of a lot. Yeah. It's like, yo, God or whatever, you know? Like, hold up. Like that, I think that's a little bit too much. So I was like, yo, what can I do to kind of switch that up? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, I feel you.
You know, like, yo, like, that's awesome. Thank you. But I mean, not like, so I was like, why don't I do something? And I had made a stencil that said MasPaz just for fun. Yeah. But it was just like my logo right here. I got it for y'all. Y'all want to see it?
Let's see it.
Check that out. Check that out. So right here, that's the logo.
MasPaz. So, MasPaz. Yeah, see that I recognize it instantly, man. Like that's you right there.
Yo, thank you. Yeah, thank you. So I came out with.
So you started drawing like.
So I made a stencil of that, and then and I like put in a couple of paintings that I made, and then my boy hit me up. He's like, my boy Matt Dobbs, Youth Waste, has a really dope screen printing company. Excuse me, and but he was like, yo, Rico, let's make some stickers. A little like 3x3 sticker, square. He's like, we got to make some stickers square, and he's like, here's the file. Just put your artwork in it. I was like, all right, cool. So take a deep breath.
Yeah, you're good.
And so I designed a sticker like that with the letters stacking, and it fit perfect, like right in the square.
Yeah, it's a square.
With like the papel picado.
And then you got 3. So 3 letters on top, 3 underneath.
Yeah, it like worked perfect, the design. So and then I came up with the papel picado, you know, because I love like growing up in like.
Oh, that's what that is?
That's what that is.
Oh, what? Okay.
So like growing up, you know.
Yeah.
Like growing up in the DC area, like I don't have a lot of Colombian people around me, but I definitely had Latino, definitely had like Mexican, you know?
Like me then.
Culture, you know? Right. So I was like, let me take what I know and I love, like this helps me feel grounded when I see papel picado. Let me take that and like add that into the design. So like the original design logo I made was like the same thing. The letters have changed over years, but this is pretty much my final logo for right now. Yeah. But so I came up with this sticker that was like really small, and I just started getting it up all over. Mm-hmm. And people were like, yo, I really like that. I like MasPaz. Like I like the meaning of it, and I like the design, and I feel like it's like Latino culture in the street. And like when at that time for me, like I didn't see too much Latino street art,
right,
like in New York.
yeah,
Like there is definitely, but like this has a message, you know?
yeah, and it's simple too. I mean, it's easy to remember,
Exactly.
and it's in Spanish.
Yeah.
So more peace.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a way to even like people are like, what does this mean? I don't know what this. And like here, like let me like break that barrier, and let me teach you a little bit of English, a little bit of Spanish, and like let's connect. You know, like so like somebody that does not speak any Spanish, like whoa, okay, I'm learning two very powerful words, like definitely paz. It's like whoa, like just learn what paz means. Okay, dope. So it's like a form of teaching, a form of sharing like culture, and form of like getting just spreading like putting a positive vibration into a space.
And that's how you start the conversation. So what does this mean?
Yeah.
Right. It means more peace. The conversation starts like that. It can only go to a good place. Right? I mean, you're talking about more peace. I wish there was more peace in the world. You know, it kind of starts the conversation. So you had your logo. Your style is super unique, right? So you have the logo, but now let's talk about the style. So how did you come up with your style, and like how did you like decide, you know what? Because you decided that this was the style you were going to do, right? Because you don't really change it. It's just me.
Yeah.
So what was it about the style, and how did you like develop, you know, your creative, you know, your own identity?
So like I was doing graffiti letters, right? And everybody does graffiti letters. It's like worldwide, you know? But I kind of got tired of that. Like, okay, there's a style that everybody kind of does. Let me see if I can do something different.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of doing these Mayan kind of like straight letter, kind of like futuristic type of letters. They just look like really long and wide and kind of like abstract. Yeah. But if you looked at it, you're like, oh wait, that says Bas. Like, oh word, the Z is under the A or something, you know, all crazy. So I started doing that kind of line work, and I really enjoyed that. And people were like, oh wow, like it stood out. It wasn't just like everything else. So I was like, yo, I want to be different, and I don't want to be the same, you know. Like I could keep on doing graffiti, but everybody else is doing graffiti. Yeah. So let me try to do something different. And that was a lot of fun. I'd do it with the roller, and I would bang a piece out real quick, you know. I'd do it in like 2 hours, which might take somebody like a whole day, you know. So I enjoy it. Like my process was working.
Right. So were you when you're painting, right? And you know, because I mess around with it, but there's no way I would ever charge anybody to, you know. I've seen your stuff. Forget about it. Nah. It's terrible, man. But the thing about it is that when, even for me, right, when I paint and, you know, I'm just messing around, you kind of get lost for a moment. Like you get into the you know, the groove of it, and you just play some music, get the vibe, and you just paint, right? How does it feel for you, like knowing that you have your own style, right? You're not just painting, like you said, graffiti letters. You're painting your way. You have your own. It comes from up here, and it also comes from here. Right. So when you're doing the art, and how do you feel? Like, what's the process like, man? Take us to like how you come up with an art piece.
Man, I feel great because, you know, I feel like I'm doing something different. You know, I feel like I'm not just like, you know, we can be followers or we can be leaders or we can just be, you know. And I think for me, being like Colombiano and like growing up here in the U.S., like I'm adopted from Colombia. It was a whole nother story. We'll talk about it probably. But like I was trying to form an identity, you know? I was trying to like see who I am. And with my art, it showed me, like, Federico, like you can show yourself through your artwork. Because I felt like growing up, people didn't really look at me. They're like, oh, Federico, you're like gringuito, you're Colombian, like ni de aquí ni de allá, you know? Like, damn, like who am I? So with my art, I was able to use my voice, but visually. I was able to like express myself through my artwork. That was my voice. Yeah. I was also kind of quiet, you know, kind of timid, kind of shy, didn't have a lot of confidence, you know. And like my art was a way for me to be like, yo, I'm Latino. I'm MasPaz, or this is the way I paint. And like you might even be able to see like, oh, I think this dude got like a Latino style. Like, I like it reminds me of like Mayan hieroglyphs.
Right. It's like another level, man. Like you're drawing animals, man.
Yeah.
Like that right there. Because like we're talking about nature, man.
Yeah.
You're drawing animals. I saw you one where you did I think was a turtle.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure where I saw it, but I did see it.
Turtle is everything. Pachamama. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm seeing the style and kind of the evolving, right. Getting a little more complex too. Like getting into more details.
That's the beauty. I feel like it's just like breakdancing. You can do like the 6-step, or you can do like pop and lock, but then you start like doing like some like a flip, or you start doing like handstands or something. So I feel like that's the beauty with my progression. Like I was just doing letters.
Yeah.
But then I got tired of doing letters. I was like, what? I want to tell a story. I really, it's not just boss, or not just like writing letters, but I want to tell a story and take it to another level. So I started like doing really abstract people and like water waves and leaves and stuff, and like canoes and shapes like that I really liked. And then I just kept expanding, kept like looking at books of like Mayan hieroglyphs and like looking at Inuit art, native art, indigenous, Colombian, African, Native American, Canadian, Inuit.
So you're studying, you're researching.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting that inspiration, right?
Definitely. Going to the museum and just trying to draw, even walking out in nature,
Yeah.
Like sitting there and just try to draw those trees and connect with that.
So you see it like, just when you're out and about, you see something and then do you get inspired to say, I want to go home and draw something up? So So is that kind of how it is?
Yeah, for sure. Even like looking at your rug, I was like, yo, your rug is really, really dope.
Right.
Yeah, like I think that's like an arrow right here, kind of very native pattern. Like I could definitely take
native
that
pattern for sure. Yeah.
I could definitely take that and like I would want to implement that into my work.
Yeah. So show us, because I know you brought some art with you, right?
Yeah.
And
it's
kind of talking about it is one thing, but then like looking at it is another thing.
Yeah.
I think you got one over there. You want to grab that real quick?
Yeah.
Show it. Yeah, man, it's amazing, man. That's what's up, man. Man, you got a skateboard? Yeah. That's cool, man. But yeah, there's nothing like looking at it, talking about it, and then actually like looking at it to really understand, I guess the process too, right? Because like you're talking about like with breaking too, like like you said, you could do a 6-step, right?
Yeah.
But when you start doing a 6-step, like with your hand in a different way, or your feet are in a different angle, you start making those changes where it becomes your own.
Style.
That's like.
Wow.
Yeah, like you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like that character comes out. So I think that's what it's all about, man. Originality, man, and more than originality, because we talk about it all the time. But it's having that character, that people will remember, right? And if you just dance like everybody else, you just blend in with like nobody's gonna remember that, right? But when you start tweaking it, changing it, expressing yourself all the way, right? It people remember that, even if it's a simple move. Doesn't have to be like a super triple flip, whatever, right? A little baby move, people remember it. So let's talk about this one here.
So this one is like a kind of like an indigenous like character or god, a warrior, just wearing like jewelry or gold and in the jungle. You can see like leaves coming out.
Yeah.
And this is just like a character I like to paint a lot. And this is actually a painting for this girl.
See it up here.
Yeah, this is actually a painting for this girl. She bought it, but I haven't been able to give it to her for like 2 years. But
yeah, and now you're showing it. You're showing it.
Yeah, I'm now showing it off.
Yeah,
she's
there
like,
you go.
"Give me my painting."
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is one of my pieces. I like that a lot.
Right. So do you prefer like canvas? Because I mean, you're kind of doing it everywhere. You're doing murals, doing it on the canvas. Is there like a preference that you have?
I really like doing canvas because it's easy. I can just like do a quick piece on a canvas. I have some pieces on wood
Yeah.
that I kind of cut out. You can kind of tell I got them cut out.
Yeah.
Those take more time, but they're also really beautiful.
Right. How do you do these? Do you draw it and then send it in and then they print it on there, or like do you actually
The skateboard?
Yeah, do you paint it on to the
So that's designed like on a computer. I designed it on a computer.
Okay.
And then that's actually screen printed onto like a transfer. To me. And then it's like heat pressed onto the board.
Onto the board, right? And then it has like a coating, like a shiny coating over it, right?
I think so.
It's
I think
a sealer or something.
So this is a brand VCO. One of my friends, Roberto. This is his brand. Pretty much like all Salvadorian artists.
Little dog right there, though. I see.
So this is a shout out. Yeah, this is a shout out to their friend Alex Martinez, who passed away, and this was his dog. So we gave him a shout out, and they used to skateboard over in Silver Spring, and this is like the Silver Spring Convention Center, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just like, the sun shining down and trees and just like earth and just water, it's just natural elements.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. The colors, I think the colors bring things to life a lot of times, right?
Yeah.
And I know you use a lot of colors, right? Because I've seen
I do and I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really like to use color because it's like a little bit extra work.
Yeah.
And I like to kind of keep it more simplified. But for certain projects, certain like clients, good people, I'll rock with color.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, you gotta sometimes do that too, right?
Sometimes you gotta do that too, for sure.
For
sure.
Right
I'll put my headphones on.
Yeah, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. You're straight. Nah, I like this as a show and tell because we can see it up here, and get the real view.
So this is another one of my like Pachamama warriors, like a protector. This is like a protector of the earth. Protecting from climate change, protecting from like evil people like Bolsonaro, who's the president in Brazil, who's like chopping down the rainforest, man.
Right.
Like, forget that dude. I hope he like slips on a banana. You know what I mean? But this is just a piece that I cut out with like a scroll saw, and I love doing these. This is like a piece on wood.
Yeah, let me see this one.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So you cut it out and everything. Right.
Yep.
You cut that out.
Yep. That's all just hand cut.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, like when you look at it like close up, you can't really tell what it is. But then when you look at it from far away, like I can see that there's like eyes up there, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Or is that
whatever you want, brother? Yeah. Like right there is the face.
Yeah. For me, I see that.
You saw that.
Like, I see that 2 eyes, right, and I can see the face, and it looks like he's got like some kind of
like una espada, a spear.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah,
and I like making stuff kind of like you say, like you can't really see it.
Yeah.
You have to kind of like think about it, like, what's going on?
Yeah, and also like what I see is different from what you might see, so it has that element of the person's perspective.
No, right? For sure.
Yeah, no, I like this a lot, man. I have to.
Thank you, bro. Okay, we'll talk. Yeah. I got a little something for you. If we got time, I'll give it to you. And then here's just like another smaller version of like a woodcut. It's an owl, but people may not all see that, but there's like the head, and here's like the beak right here, and the little feet holding onto a branch, and like the wings and stuff, and water and leaves and stuff. And these I really like to do. But these take a lot more time because it's smaller.
Right.
Smaller work takes more time for me.
Huh. So when let's say, for example, with this piece right here, right? Do you like draw it in pencil first to get an idea? And then
I'll sketch it out in pencil and then just go on top with the brush.
Right. And so once you sketch it out and when, like, for example, on this one, do you draw it on here or do you just go for it?
I draw it right on here. I'll like sketch it out.
Yeah.
If you look, there's still like some little pencil marks like that I forgot to clean. But I'll draw directly on it and then just start painting, man.
Yeah, I think it like from what I've seen, especially from your art, is that I like how you go like you can make a line like thick and then you make it thin and like. And how that gives like almost like a dimension to the piece,
like the depth, right?
Yeah, so like but it's amazing, man. No joke. Like I'm serious. Like I don't know how you do it, you know. And like I was saying to you
Thanks,
earlier,
bro.
like when the very beginning, like I will see this. Let me see this
Yeah,
real quick. I
yeah.
will see this, for
You better give that
example.
back to me, man.
Nah, it's all good, man. Might have to keep it though. But
Hey,
check
okay,
it out.
that's
So
all
like,
good.
so like I would see this, right, and then I'm like, because you came to the school, you painted, the lab logo there, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, MasPaz, he paints, different things,
Yeah.
like, he
At that time, I was just like,
yeah.
I'm hungry. I was like,
Yeah,
I'll
so
do whatever
whatever
I
you do,
want.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta survive somehow,
Yeah.
man. Make ends meet, right? But like I'm like, okay, so he does, all types of things, right?
Yeah.
And then I started seeing your art all the time, right? So
You're
I'm
just
like,
trying to make me feel good, aren't
nah,
you?
yo, be straight up, man. So I started seeing it all the time, right? And then I started like kind of looking at it differently, like, okay, when I see this, there can only be one person on this planet
Yeah.
who's doing this
Yeah.
way. There
I
might be
feel
some
like,
people who try to bite the style,
yeah.
but there's only one person. So I started realizing more that it's really an identity. This is your identity. So I would see it all
Yeah.
the time. Same style, boom, boom, but different things.
Yeah.
So when I started like seeing a more consistent over time, I realized that, man, this is amazing. Like you got your own style. I think that's the hardest thing to find, man, a
Yeah.
style, and then you fall in love with it, and you can take it to wherever, man. But the pieces, and like I said, what I've seen so far and over the years, man, I learned to like fall in love with your art
Thank you,
to the
brother.
point where when like I was telling you, I was out near Annapolis,
Yeah.
and then I saw this huge piece, and then right away I was like,
Yeah.
MasPaz, and I got
Yeah.
excited, man. I get excited
That's
because
dope.
you know I've known you for a long time, right? But to see somebody say, take this wall right here, that's like 50 feet by, I don't know how.
That was 50 feet by 1 million feet.
There you go,
actually.
there you go, right? But
Just kidding.
but for somebody to say, go for it,
Yeah.
it's amazing, like I was telling you, I would never do that. I would never like go out and paint, myself. But the fact that you have,
But I wouldn't go out there and like do a b-boy.
yeah,
I wouldn't do a b-boy competition.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing, So when you get your inspiration from everything, right?
Yeah.
What you see, maybe something that's going on, maybe something that you don't agree with.
Yeah.
You do something for that
Yeah.
as well. Like you're just showing me this piece over here talking about the rainforest. So like,
Yeah.
so you're really using your art not only to express yourself, but also to express your voice for other people.
Yeah.
Right? That might not be able to,
Yeah.
to express their voice themselves, right?
Yeah, that is the beauty. I feel like just being, coming from Colombia, Latino. I feel like we all have a heart, and understanding the oppression and the injustices happening around the world. The beauty about with art, with anything we do, we can have a voice about it. Like even you can b-boy and then like hold up like a Zapatista flag or something.
Right.
You can come in with like a Zapatista, like the hat that they wear.
Yeah.
Like we can always like make a little stand, something small. And I feel like that's beautiful to just like, it just adds an extra little salt, little spice to it.
Right,
It's just to help just have a voice and
Build
try to
awareness, right?
build awareness and make change, possible. MasPaz, like how can we
it
keep
goes
that
along, like this is you, and then you are able to do it from your heart too, because you're not just doing it because I want people to see my art. You're doing it because it also means something to you, and being able to just have a voice, man, like build awareness on certain things that shouldn't be happening, and a lot of times it's hard to make changes, right, on a big scale, but
Exactly.
you can do little things.
Exactly.
If one person can see this art and makes them happy or brings them joy,
Exactly.
you've done it already.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I feel like I'll get real hard on myself and say, hey, Federico, like what are you doing, man? You're just doing art. Like the rainforest is getting chopped down. We have global warming going on. Like what is like my little painting doing? Yeah. I struggle with this a lot, but it's like what I've heard. There's like a famous Swami. His name is Ram Dass, and he says, "Do good, do good, do good." It's just like do what we can, you know, and keep that up. And I feel like just like as long as my energy is like focused in a positive, it's doing something, you know.
Right. So like using your art to also like have a voice.
Yeah.
For causes that mean something to you and could help people.
Yeah. And I think we were even talking earlier, like we have like Jeff Bezos is out there with how much billion dollars?
Like, I think maybe it might be Elon Musk, but I think it's like 400 billion.
And if
it's definitely over 100 billion.
400 billion?
Something ridiculous.
I mean, like 1 billion could probably start saving the rainforest. So like, you know, so that's what we were talking about. If I could get Jeff Bezos, just like if I could talk like that, that would be my goal for the next step. Like, keep getting my name out there, let people know who I am, and then just like be able to keep like scratching at my dream of like. I mean, I wouldn't. My dream is to save Mother Earth. You know, that is like my ultimate goal. And like, and we were saying like creating artwork right here is just a little like pin drop of like trying to spread good, you know?
Right.
And I think like that would be the goal, is just to get to know these people like you. Like you are making moves. You like know people and like doing good things for youth, for the community, for the world. So like if I can get my hands on like some famous basketball player or like Jeff Bezos, not get my hands, but if I can like be in touch with them, like maybe collaboration, we can make change. Like, yo, please, like, can you just like, let's try to do something, you know, try to change the world.
Right.
And that is my goal, you know. I would love to paint a really big wall. Like I want to paint like a huge mural, like a giant mural. That's like what I would like to do.
What's the biggest one you've ever done?
The biggest one I've done was like 30 feet by 175 feet.
What?
In DC.
How long did that take?
Took me 12 days.
No way.
Back to back.
What?
Every day.
You were there all day?
Every day. I think I got there like 10, stopped around 7 or something around there. Like maybe got there 11 or something. But yeah, that's my biggest wall.
It's still there now?
It's still there.
Yeah. Where's it at?
I think it's 1827 West Virginia Avenue.
Okay.
Over right in Ivy City.
I'm sure I've seen it, man. No, you know what? I have seen it. But I see your artwork in like different places. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I know you got some restaurants. I think you did it like at schools too, like elementary school, right?
Yeah, I painted the elementary school over in DC. I think it's the new Langston Hughes School. Yeah. I think I'm not sure. But
so they get to see your art all the time.
Yeah, you get to see the art all the time.
Yeah, it's got to do something, right, for the kids to see something like beautiful like that.
So my plan was to go in and do a talk with them, but just with COVID and everything, I haven't had the talk yet. Yeah. But I like, it's in like the library. It's like big wall. That was a pretty big wall. That was 15 feet by 65 feet.
Oh wow!
But it was already like 10 feet high already. It was 10 feet and then the 15, so it's pretty tall.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty big mural. But yeah, it's right there in the library. Yeah. And I hope like kids are like my artwork is kind of made to be abstract. So you have to really, it's not like just put it in your face so you can understand it. Like, oh, here's a hamburger. Okay. No, it's like hidden, you know? So like, I try to like make my artwork kind of like, you have to really kind of like open your creativity and think, or like maybe you come up with, there's a frog there, but maybe you think it's a whale.
Yeah.
Or maybe you think it's like a person's face or something. So I try to make it so you have to kind of work toward it to see. But people like you or like my friends, like my boy Berto, he's like, man, I know I can see what you put a whale right there. And then, you put like a leaf right there, right? Yeah. He's like, I can see your stuff.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Some people can see it, some people can't.
Yeah. I mean, when you see it enough, you kind of understand it. I think it's like learning how to write in a different language or learning how to speak a language. They see it so much that they know your language, so they kind of can see what you're doing. You know?
Right? Exactly.
Right. So let me ask you, man. So aside from wanting to do as much as you can to change the world, right, through your art, what are some of your goals that you have? Maybe say in the next
little small goals,
in the next 10 years. I know you want to build with Jeff Bezos and all that.
Yeah, like you were gonna build with Jeff Bezos.
yeah. But let's say like 5-10 years from now, like what do you think, man? What do you want to do?
Well, man, I've been working a lot on just like working on myself. You know, I've kind of taken a break from artwork, and with everything going on, you know, COVID. I've been doing a lot of like self work. So I feel like I'm getting out of that, just to be honest, you know, and like tell people like, yo, it's been crazy. So I've been taking care of myself lately, not trying to focus too much on work. Yeah. Trying to find a balance of like the rat race and like creating artwork, but also like being like giving myself like self-care, you know, like getting the right amount of sleep, getting my exercise, eating well, and just like even just making sure I'm going out to nature like once a week, you know, or like getting off my phone and reading a book, you know.
Right.
So I think like right now I'm kind of in a path of just like finding that balance. But I want to take on bigger projects. I want to, like I was saying, I want to paint like a big mural. I would like to paint a car. Like I would like to design a car or something.
Yeah. That would be nice, man. A car, yeah.
Man, I'm really not sure. Right now, I'm just like I want to make a certain amount of money and just be able to support myself. I'm thinking about trying to buy a house.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just trying to make sure I'm happy, man. I'm just trying to make sure I am being honest to my friends, and I'm sharing love and being a good person and being good to my community, more than like how much money am I really making or how big a project I'm doing. So just right now, taking care of myself. But I would like to do some big murals and travel and just paint some big projects and just kind of get my name out there more so we can like make more change, you know? Yeah, I mean, hopefully, God willing, you know, I can keep doing this all my life. I have an art show coming up in May.
That's what's up.
Okay. April 30th at the Fred Snyder Gallery in Arlington, Virginia, Boston area.
Do you sell your artwork during the shows?
Yeah, so that show I'll be selling my artwork. I'm going to try to make a book of just like a bunch of my stuff, photos of my work and stuff. And maybe I'll even have like an NFT.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, man. Like, I know that's like a neat thing, right? I mean, you got all these art pieces, you know?
Yeah. I think I'm trying to do like an NFT that might be like a benefit NFT. Like all the money would just go to like indigenous communities in like Brazil or something, you know?
Yeah.
But I have that art show coming up. And man,
I definitely will check it out. I know you've done it before, though, right? You've had other art shows.
No, not really. This is like my first solo show. Okay. So it'll be a whole body of like pretty much everything you've seen right here. It's gonna be like I'm gonna have some pieces probably like this, some wood
the next
pieces,
level right there.
Canvas.
You have so much to like material.
Yeah.
And you've been doing it so long, man. Like you could fill a whole entire warehouse with your art, you know.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'll come out for sure.
Come out, man.
You know, just
if
because
you can make it, that'd be awesome.
I'll be there, man. Just let me know when, and you know, I'll definitely come check it out. As I said, I'm a big fan, you know. So like
Thanks,
having you here is amazing, man. Like I can't believe. I know we've been going back and forth for a long time, but you know, when things come together, man, it's meant to be, right? So again, I learned a lot just talking to you today about the life of yourself as an artist, and you know how you got your name, and how you use your voice and with your art, you know, to sort of express how you feel and speak for other people, and represent, man. You know,
Thank you, brother, man.
You know what I mean? So I hope you can come back again, man. And, you know, I wanna have you back right before you do your show, or even after.
Man, I would love to.
Let's build on that, man.
Of course, right?
So again, man, MasPaz.
Yo, MasPaz,
brother. Brother.
Thank you, Antonio.
Man.
That's all right, man. Gusto. Shout out to everybody. Let's love.